That works. That works.
What the fuck? Hey, tell your story. Tell your story.
Oh shit.
That shit looks fucking.
It looks like he's looking directly at the camera too.
Welcome back to Careful Boys. We are very careful boys, and today we're talking about who was your greatest inspiration.
What? For what?
For whatever, Bart.
Why'd you get this?
Don't get so defensive.
Oh, I don't know, because I have a lot of inspiration for a lot of different things. So it depends. What's yours?
Deflect.
Exactly.
So there's this composer named Nobuo Umatsu, and he's like he's credited for doing like most of the music for the Final Fantasy series from like the very first one. But I don't think he does them now, or maybe he does little bits. But he also did some of the earliest like Nintendo games, kind of like some of the chiptune old school ones like Rad Racer and just like stuff in the 80s. And I didn't even know that I was listening to him for a lot of my early time when I first started getting piano lessons as a kid. And then I was learning like his songs, and then throughout life, like a lot of his music always stood out to me, but I didn't know that it was the same guy.
How did you learn his song? Like, you had a cool teacher?
No, I just would like listen to him and like try to like piece them out.
Because my piano teacher brought fucking whack shit. Like
Me too.
Beethoven or like the Saints Go marching in. Like,
You don't like Beethoven?
That was a banger though. The Saints Go marching.
that's the closest thing to like something that was catchy.
Did you Moonlight Sonata that bitch though?
Oh.
What is that one?
Dun 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 dun.
I think you still gotta learn those just so you can. I think that's like how you learn how to piece music together, just learning a lot of music. And I had to learn all that stuff too, but then when it was off time, I wanted to like figure out those things. And then, so this dude was never in America, like he's from Japan. And then the first time he had a concert here in America, it was like impossible to get tickets for. It was like at the Bowl. And everybody's like, it was like sold out immediately.
Did people dress up in Final Fantasy outfits?
Yeah, they did do a lot of
Get
that
the hair.
stuff, but it wasn't like it didn't look like like a cosplay con or anything like that. But it was at the Bowl. He had an orchestra and all this stuff, and I got to go because by chance one of my really good friends got hired to be in his opera chorus.
Wow.
Just as like a
Was he playing an oboe? Oh.
opera chorus. and then yeah, he came out and did all of his music from Final Fantasy, all the stuff he composed for all the old games, fully orchestrated in Philharmonic, and it was like a dream come true.
Did you get chills?
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I did, yeah, I actually did, yeah.
I have a confession. I never played Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's okay.
I have.
Your confession was, I don't have any inspiration.
That's what I thought you were saying. I think he's like, I am
the model. I am the model.
I inspired myself when I look at my baby pictures.
But yeah, the reason he's an inspiration is because if like my default style of playing is a fucking derivative of his style of composing. Oh, wow. It's very like you could tell like, oh, that everything I play, if I'm just autonomously playing by myself, if you know his shit, you'll go, oh, it sounds like his shit. Not that it's as good, but it's like, yeah, it's like a copy of it in a way.
That's funny.
That's like me and drums. Like, oh, that's just some Nick Cannon shit.
That's funny.
So Nick Cannon.
Do you have a favorite Final Fantasy?
Six is my favorite, yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I played Final Fantasy like fucking 1, 2, 3, and 4 with my friend. And then for Halloween one year, he wanted to be fucking mages. He was like, let's be red mages. And I kind of just said okay, but I thought it was kind of whack. And then just before Halloween, like by like 9 days before Halloween, I told my mom, I was like, I don't want to be a fucking red mage. It's kind of lame. And then my mom last minute helped me get a Ninja Turtle costume. And then I had to go to my friend's house and tell him that I was going to be Raphael and not be a red mage.
That's kind of dumb to all of you be red mages.
Why no?
That doesn't make sense.
Well,
That's like everyone being Raphael.
well, no.
Yeah, it is.
I think he was gonna be a black mage and I was gonna be a red mage.
Oh, okay.
And so we had even gone as far as like going into the woods and getting sticks and then painting them red and black. But then I was like, this feels so whack.
Red mages are kind of whack.
Dude, mages period are whack. If you're a mage, that's bad.
Who picks mage? Like when you have a...
Who picks healer?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
That's the weakest one.
Yeah.
It's like being a bard. It's like being a bard, dude.
But when you're playing in a squad, someone needs to be a healer.
That's true.
I know, but like it's always like the guy who is like, oh fuck. You know what I mean?
Whoever's last.
Yeah.
Last pickings.
Do you have an inspiration?
Growing up, we were talking about him earlier, but obviously, like, Bruce Lee was like my guy. He was like
What
the
age?
dude from like 4 and on.
Wow.
Until I was like in probably like middle school. Like everything was Bruce Lee. I remember one year in 4th to like 6th grade, I was like Bruce Lee like every fucking year. And my parents were like, "Oh, Jesus Christ," for Halloween. They'd be like, "All right,
Again.
I was be Bruce Lee again."
Which Bruce Lee though?
Purpose it.
Dude, fucking all of them.
The yellow tracksuit Bruce Lee?
Nah,
Which one?
we're turning the dragon Bruce Lee, bro.
They never told you to be something else?
Yeah, they did. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid, dude? They were like worried about me.
Were you shirtless?
Oh yeah, dude. I wear wife beaters all the time, and I try to keep nunchucks in my back pants all the time. It was ridiculous. Like it was nonsense. But as I got older, you know, and I wanted to start fighting and stuff, I really GSP was like a huge inspiration for me.
shit.
I love GSP.
GSP's the man, dude.
He's such a like martial artist.
Yeah, dude. You know, and like
wow.
at the time he was just so the way he talked about training and all that stuff, just trying to be a professional in that way. I just really looked up to him a lot. He was a big reason why I was like, oh, I want to start fighting.
Oh, cool.
You like how he talks like Kermit the Frog?
Yeah. I was like, man, I wish I was French Canadian so bad.
Is that what he is?
Yeah, he's French Canadian.
My friend was in a hot tub with him.
Hey,
Is that what?
My friend has a picture in a hot tub with him.
what?
It's because she's a girl.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's easier to get.
I
Yeah.
heard GSP loves the ladies, if you know what I mean.
He's single, I think. I've never seen him with a
Yeah,
wife
dude, this
or
guy's a real pussy hound.
So did Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
So did Mr. Braithwaite.
I like ladies too, but then I also like being committed to one.
Lame.
That is the gayest shit you've ever said.
Loser.
so gay.
That's fucking true. That's cute though. I mean,
Not me.
respect that. I respect that.
Like the smash.
What's your inspiration? Do you have an inspiration?
Leonardo from fucking Ninja Turtles.
That's a good answer.
That is a really good inspiration.
That's a
yeah.
good answer. What he was such a suck up to Splinter though.
Well, because
He was a
good
little
leaders have to
square.
be good followers.
Oh.
Damn, I got motives.
Damn, that's a good quote. huh?
Michelangelo was the funniest one that I liked a lot. Raphael, I was like, why do you keep this negative fuck? Leave this bit. This
He's a hater, huh?
I hate him. Leonardo and Donatello, even though they fought a lot, I like in between the two. I'm like, Donatello, you're a fucking nerd, but you're always right.
He is the right
He's the
one,
voice of reason.
Always fucking right.
Did you guys hear about? Well, there's a Turtles comic called The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
You guys know what that is?
Oh wait, did you? I think you told me before.
What happens there?
They're fucking dead.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
All four of them?
Well, no. So
Fucking dead turtles all over the place.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I told you. Yeah, I told you about
Japanese fishermen
they
kill.
killed Donatello in a book.
Yeah.
But this is different. Yeah, they killed Donatello too. I guess he died a lot in these books.
This is based off of Steve's fishing trips.
I can hear it when you say that. I can hear it.
That was a good one. That wasn't even a pun.
Oh no.
It was just good.
It's a true story.
I'll take it.
So yeah, there's a book called The Last Ronin, and basically the idea behind it, spoilies, right, is that all the Turtle brothers are dead except for Michelangelo, who survived. And then, which is kind of great because he's like the least serious one, and he has to be the most serious one.
Oh.
And then he has all of his brother's weapons, and like he's like fighting.
And he's the last
Oh, he's
Ronin.
the super turtle.
It's really crazy.
It's pretty hardcore,
Can't
right?
he just bring them back to life by grabbing the scepter and going back in time?
Yeah. Well, dude, I haven't read the book yet, but
Shittiest movie.
I was just looking at some of the stuff about it and shit.
The comic is pretty gory.
It looks sick, yeah.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
very
sick.
dark, yeah.
But they have a really good method of like still using the brothers, where they're like come to him in spirit form all the time, and
Oh,
they're busting
right.
his balls and shit. Be like, you fucked up and we're dead and shit. It's pretty fucking
A
crazy.
lot of people don't know the original Turtles was a little grittier. Like it was like
Definitely.
it was meant to be
the
that way,
original
yeah.
Eastman stuff, where they all had like the red.
Yeah, they're all.
They were all red, yeah.
Yeah.
All red mages.
Do you have a human inspiration growing up? Because
All animal based.
I knew it was gonna be non-human.
Really?
He's like Air Bud.
Dave.
The soccer one, not the basketball one.
Yeah. He's a fucking hack.
Yeah, I think fictional characters, and I think
Oh, you don't have any like real life inspirations?
Sonny Chiba.
when I started having real life inspirations, they weren't really good inspirations. Like, I started really deep diving into woke shit. Like I wouldn't even say it's woke shit today, like in today's terms, but like when you're thinking like as a ninth grader and you're reading like Communist Manifesto, and then you're really getting deeper into anti-capitalist ideas, and then you start thinking like, oh, Che Guevara is pretty sick, and so is Hugo Chavez, and so is Malcolm X, and you start reading all these things, and then they become like, oh, these guys are fighting against the big giant America, and then so it's like this underdog story, and communism does a really good job of creating like good propaganda that young people can like follow, and I think those things were kind of in my mind at the time, like, oh yeah, these guys are badass, I want to be like that for some reason, 9th to 10th grade. And then those were my first people that were like, oh, these guys fought against, they're like David against Goliath.
Like human being inspirations. You didn't have just like a regular one, like Tony Hawk is pretty cool.
That's how it started. It all started with like,
That's kind of on brand with Joe, though.
I know that's
He's
why.
so unique.
What about Michael Jackson, my guy?
Oh yeah.
no, but Michael Jackson,
I knew they would be out of this world.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was like, I wanted him to be my friend. Like, he was my age. You know, like when I don't know if you guys saw Michael that way, but I saw Michael as like, he's like an adult that's a kid that understands, and he's like a little bit older. That's how I saw him.
You know what that's called? A psyop.
Michael Jackson's a psyop.
So grooming and a psyop.
But then I didn't see him as like to me, I saw him as Robin Williams, like in Hook. He's like he has an adult's body, but he's like one of us, you know? So like when I watch Hook and all that, but they weren't like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like
Adult's
that.
body.
Right.
You didn't think that? You didn't think Michael Jackson was like, oh, he's an adult, but he's like
He
with
gets
us.
it. He
Like,
gets
he's
it.
like
I never
he's in kid world.
He can get it, right?
in Neverland.
I thought he was tight. I never thought that he could fuck me though, or anything like
No,
that.
I never said that.
I thought that's what you were saying.
I thought that's what you were saying. Sorry.
He can fuck me so hard. As long as he keeps making that music, man.
Those hitters.
No, I never saw him as like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be like this person. Never thought that. I don't know why.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like you're trying to be like Michael Jackson too much.
I think it is, dude.
I wanted to be like him at the moment, but
I think you're a pop culture sensation.
I don't think I have any person, just even up until college, where I was like, this human being is who I want to be when I become an adult.
Oh, I see.
Or like qualities that you like or who you want to be like.
Oh, I had people that were human, like around me. Like one of them was my Bible teacher. He was cool.
I had humans around me. Dude, Joe's a fucking...
Most roundabout answer. This is like SBF being interviewed. He's fucking deflecting every single.
It's not a deflection.
Oh yeah, no, I knew human beings, yeah, but you know, quality.
Because he kept saying that I like cartoons and shit. Well, like, okay, so someone who inspired me, I would say, is one of my junior high teachers. He's a Bible teacher, Mr. Gonzalez. He was cool as fuck.
Dude.
That looks weird.
Dude, you didn't get
That
that
looks
made,
fucking
bro.
weird.
That's sick.
Because I'd say, like, he was the first teacher that broke that, like, he's a cool teacher.
Oh.
He's not, like, all about rules.
It's hard to do, yeah.
And then like people, like, you could just talk to him and shit, and you're like, oh, that's a good human being. He cares about the students.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And it's a topic like Bible.
So he's just a sick dude.
Chill guy. He's a real chill Bill.
That looks so
All right, Anthony.
weird.
What about you, bud?
Yeah. What kind of inspirations do you have?
That shit looks fucking
You
crazy.
see or your eyes
Yeah, I
closed?
can see. What you talking about?
That shit looks fucking
I
crazy.
got my glasses on, man.
Let me see that.
Gotta be so
It looks the
big.
closest to Nick's actual eyes.
Oh shit, dude! And it's Asian eyes
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, did you get him Asian
Did
made?
you get an Asian on purpose?
You know,
Oh shit. Dude, Joe.
That works. That works. What the?
Hey, tell your story. Tell your story.
oh shit.
That shit looks fucking.
Looks like he's looking directly at the camera too.
That's like an actual person right there.
Your eyes are too far apart.
This is Joe, and we have a new guest, and they've been talking for 4 minutes.
This is a good technique right here.
I feel, yeah, I know, that's why I got it for all Steve did.
Hey, easy.
I feel
People get excited about it.
Easy, man. Come on.
I feel like to answer this question, maybe Daft Punk.
Really?
You can't even see them.
You can't even see me.
So like back in high school, say or later on.
I feel like
Inspired by these two robots.
I feel like right at the beginning of college.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think the time frame of like falling in love with them was synonymous to the time frame of falling in love with dance. So I think that's why it's like it holds such a heavy spot in my heart.
What
You know
was
what
your
I mean?
favorite song? Mine was Around the World.
I love that song. I love that song. I choreographed to that one too.
You should get Joe to cover all
I think the
songs.
most like at that time, maybe like Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger was so fun to hear.
Great.
And just to dance to and pretend like I was a really, really sick dancer too. I ended up fucking directing and dedicating an entire like showcase to them called Daft Punk. Had Culture Shock do that for like a 13-minute set or some shit where we just did a bunch of their songs and medleys. Just fucking love them. You know, their aura, their motif, the way that they just went about stuff. The reason why they named themselves Daft Punk was because somebody was talking shit on them, calling their music Daft Punk. You know, so they're like, all right, we'll call ourselves Daft Punk. Just shit like that.
That's kind of a cool way to own it.
What does that mean? Daft Punk? Is that German or some shit? They're
No,
like,
no,
"Oh, you
like-
sound like Daft Punk.
No, it's British actually, I think, right?
Isn't it French?
They are French, or maybe there was a translation, but somebody calling something daft is usually what.
Like, you a Daffy
Yeah.
Duck.
It's like British people say.
Yeah, it feels like British people say that.
Daft, you a Daft.
It's just like Daft Punk.
It's daft.
They're like, all right,
It's like weak, huh?
yeah. And then they just took that, and they're kind of in the way that people like see Bruce Lee as the forefather of like MMA. They're like the forefathers of EDM.
Yeah.
So like before it got to just like the stereotype of EDM, it's like they really were like the ones that brought electronic dance music to like the scene.
What about you, Bert?
When I was a kid, for sure Bruce Lee.
No, I said that. You gotta pick
No,
something else.
no, I'll go through it.
You can't have both.
You can't pick mine, man.
No,
Say Tony Hawk, dude.
No, but it was for real Bruce Lee
Definitely.
because Kung Fu is like Chinese skateboarding. And then like I was literally practicing.
Yeah.
I would practice that shit in the backyard. Like I loved it. I practiced my side kicks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I gotta fucking turn the toe down and shit.
Would you read his books and
I was
shit?
fucking practicing my fucking kicks. Like,
But he's not as good as Ninja Turtles.
No, they were way better. More flips.
I would actually read his books, even though I was dumb and I don't know how to read. I'll pretend like I'm reading.
That fool read the.
And then my parents were divorced, so like when I would go to stay at my dad's house, the thing he would do is we'd go to the Chinese like video store and we would just rent a stack of fucking movies. So like Jet Li's in there, Donnie Yen, Bruce Lee of course. And then I think for one of my birthdays I got Chinese Connection or like Mr. Fury. And I would just watch that thing on repeat like over and over and over and over. And then when I got a little bit older, I would say
Kinjas.
no, I think maybe like in junior high, I think probably Tupac. I just loved how like he just spoke his mind. I was like, because I grew up as a
So I
shy.
fuck your bitch, you fat mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Best
grew,
line,
I
dude.
grew up like in a very Asian, like, oh, you gotta stay like this, like origami in your house or whatever. And then like I just liked how I just liked how he was just like, fuck you, and he would just say crazy shit to the like, fuck the DA, whatever. I was like, oh, this guy's very expressive. I like him so much.
Impressive.
And then when I got into music, oh man, I would say freshman, sophomore years when I really got into music.
Beethoven.
That was a good, no, hell no. It's a good.
When you got into music, Beethoven.
One of the guys his name's Chad.
Hugo
No, not Chad Sexton. Who's Chad Hugo?
from the Neptunes.
Oh no.
He was
Chad
Texas.
Sexton.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot if it was Chad Sexton or Adrian Young. But he played drums for No Doubt.
Oh, is it the Indian dude?
No, he was a bass player. But I thought it was really tight that I think Chad Sexton's 311 and Adrian Young is No Doubt. But I thought it was dope that he was just self-taught and he just auditioned for a band. And then he got in and then he musically like upped his level to be where the band was at. And I just thought that was fun.
That's cool.
That was really, really cool. Because I felt like I was like classically trained as a percussionist and I wasn't as good as this guy that was just, I'm about it and I'm gonna just learn that stuff. And then when I got into like comedy with Joe, for sure Dave Chappelle. I just loved his like
Yeah.
storytelling and just
He's for sure one, too.
and like his jokes are like hits you in the soul.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's almost like soul comedy. And that's it, I think.
No fictional characters in yours?
Yeah, fictional characters. Go.
Yeah.
Master Splinter was pretty sick though.
Maybe he was.
He was pretty gangster,
Yeah,
dude.
he's too old. I couldn't relate to him.
Maybe Captain Planet because he cares about Mother Nature.
That plan was sick.
In my school, you got your ass beat for liking Captain Planet.
That was like when you had really controlling parents and they didn't want you to watch shit content. They made you watch that.
Hey, I'll
content.
tell you
That
what
was-
though.
that was-
My best Halloween costume of all time was Captain Planet.
That's
When I was
sick.
Captain Planet with the green wig, I swear to I was walking down Hollywood Highland. I got the most compliments I've ever gotten with
Oh,
any other
really?
costume. A Captain Planet muscle suit with the fucking green.
Really? That shit's gangster.
Loved it.
Did you paint your face silver? Did you paint your face silver?
No, dude, that's racist.
Yeah, you're right. Good call.
But there was one useless one. The useless one in there was the one that goes heart.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You mean the most important one, Joe?
That is the most important word,
looking
Joe.
Heart.
You got no bitches, that guy.
He's a necklace wearing little bitch.
What was his power? Like, yeah, but what would he do though?
It makes people have the compassion
You would-
necessary
honestly-
to save the planet.
If you watch it back, he was mostly driving the van and shit.
He was their personal assistant. He would get him coffee before the
He
fight.
was formatting the cars.
Making sandwiches and shit. He wasn't doing anything.
All I
Fireworks.
remember is there's an episode where they're all like, they go to like the dystopian future and they all still have their rings, but like the planet's fucked. And then he's like broke and he has like a mug, the heart kid. And then a fucking guy walks by and he goes, heart! And the guy goes, puts a coin in his cup. And that's all he could do.
Yeah.
He made people feel compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
And that guy's like, damn, I really needed that coin to feed my family. I can't buy bread though. Fuck. Why did I do that?
It's the only thing I remember Hart doing.
Do that. Oh, my wife's gonna kill me. What am I gonna tell her?
But yeah.
Stephen Green, what about you?
Limp Bizkit.
Which Grand Wizard was your
Which Grand Wizard? Balls Hog.
Kid Rock.
Limp Bizkit, really?
Why Limp Bizkit? You fucking lie.
I'm like a chainsaw.
God damn it, dude.
Is he still performing?
I don't know. He's directing.
Is it all about the he said she said though?
Bullshit. No, for me it's Bill Murray. I think I've said that.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Murray
Yeah.
just killed me.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I watched
He's
Ghostbusters
royalty.
like nonstop as a child, and like, you know, I would always. My parents said I watched that movie for like 5 years straight, like nonstop.
He's so funny, that guy.
I used to know all the drummers of all the bands.
Really?
Yeah, for Limp Bizkit, the drummer is John Otto. I was super into drums.
So that was your thing, huh?
Yeah,
For a while. Yeah.
And then I found drugs and shit. It's kinda
Tight.
cool.
That's like how for some reason I remember all the capitals of South American countries. I don't know why. Yeah.
Bogota, Colombia, Quito, Ecuador, Lima, Peru. It was a song.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Why do I know that too?